910, Big 550. KTRS. I forget we're on TV. That's right. We're on 11.2. 11.2, thanks to our new partnership with KPLR. We're on stltoday.com, the opinion tab, KTRS.com, our web page, our phone app, our radio, 550 AM, and now, as of yesterday, on 11.2 on KPLR.2. So thanks for joining us here. We're going to go straight to Los Angeles and check in with Brian Ping from KNX News Radio 1070. Brian, welcome to Big 550 KTRS here in St. Louis.
Hey, good morning, McGraw.
Now, you're a native St. Louisan?
Yes, I am.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Rockwood Summit, class of 1999.
All right. And your brother runs Russell's Cafe?
Absolutely. Russell's Cafe in Fenton and Russell's on Macklin down in Southampton.
And I've been there. That's a great place.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's fantastic. I was there with the holidays and got to see it. It's always a treat.
So you're in an interesting position as one of the biggest news radio stations in Los Angeles. You're in a unique position to decipher this news coming out of this LA Times story yesterday, both as a St. Louisan, as somebody who's living in Los Angeles. How did the story play in Los Angeles?
A lot of people are excited, and yet there's a lot of skepticism because for 20 years there's been this proposal and that, and things have always seemed to fall through because it seems like the league and all the owners want that presence in Los Angeles, yet at the same time, it's finding that one magic proposal that everybody can agree on, and so far that hasn't happened. It's kind of that chicken before the egg scenario as well because, yeah, you've got these proposals like downtown Los Angeles Farmers Field, where it looks like everything is set in place, but there's no NFL team. Well, now, of course, it looks like with Stan Kroenke, a guy who owns the team and is ready and he owns the land. This is the first time in those 20 years where it looks like those pieces have all been put together. And so there's a lot more optimism this time around, but as they say, they'll believe it when they see it.
We've all played this game, and we've all seen this pie-in-the-sky ideas, and we've all seen news conferences where they come out in the nice artist rendering. But Stan Kroenke, in his, I don't want to call it a news release, but clearly it came from him, and they had artist renderings and all of that. He didn't say this is what we want to do. This isn't what we are proposing. They said this is what we are going to do.
Yeah, and we talked with a couple of folks that are involved in this project yesterday, and they said they're going to go forward, team or not. So it's very interesting to see how that breaks apart. But, yeah, it really does look like they're going to go ahead and go forward and break the ground. It looks like the mayor of Inglewood wants to put forth a ballot initiative that he hopes to get on the ballot as soon as June, and he needs to get the signatures. But if that passes, it really does clear a lot of regulatory hurdles. And, of course, in California, that's not nothing.
Right. Why does it have to go to a ballot and have the people sign off on it if there's no public dollars involved in it?
A lot of it just has to do with the environmental review and just to make sure that the people would want this large entertainment complex because, of course, we're talking about an influx of all these people 8 to 10 times a year. And so really it's just to make sure that it's in everyone's good graces. It's a move of good faith.
Do you think that would fail in any way, shape, or form?
It's interesting. We haven't really gotten a finger on the pulse of the people of Inglewood and exactly what they want. The people that we have talked to, they would like to see the city revitalized. Certainly the mayor would like to. He's the biggest cheerleader of this project, obviously. And, of course, he's happy with the idea, like you said, there's no public financing involved in it. Because this is a city, since they lost the Lakers about 15 years ago, it's not exactly a thriving economic hub. It could use this shot in the arm. And so I would have to wager that they would pass this referendum because they called themselves the City of Champions back in the glory days of the Forum.
Right. There's a weird notion when you talk to Angelinos, thank you, about NFL in their city. Many people have said to me, and I don't know if it's true, but we'll ask you. Some people say, hey, I don't want an NFL team. I like following my team, my Jets, my Dolphins, my Browns. I can do that in Los Angeles and not be bombarded with some team I don't care about.
Yeah, but Graw, that's kind of the dirty little secret. It's that Los Angeles has gotten by just fine these last 2 decades without a team. And you're exactly right. A lot of people here are transplants, like myself. They get the Sunday ticket package, or just go to the local bar where all their likewise fans congregate, and they can just follow their teams from out here. And, of course, if you have a team out here and the team doesn't play so well, you're stuck with them on TV.
Right.
So I think the current arrangement has worked out pretty well for the people in this city, and so it's really kind of a 50-50 reaction when I ask people if they want to see a team here. No, they're just kind of happy with the status quo.
So the bottom line, Brian, is that the people of Los Angeles, the people you've talked to, and after this story broke, now it's 24 hours, they're excited, but they'll believe it when they see it.
That's absolutely right. I couldn't have described it better.
All right. Now, as a St. Louisan, somebody how long have you been out in L.A. working?
Close to 4 years.
Okay, so a good 4 years, another 19 more years, and you can call yourselves from Los Angeles, but until then, you're still a St. Louisan. So covering the story for Los Angeles, but with St. Louis roots, what are your thoughts as you were here and watched the Rams and watched all of that?
Yeah, I'm very conflicted. I don't want the team to leave St. Louis. I root for St. Louis, the teams, and for the city itself. It's where I'm from. It's the alma mater. And I want to see St. Louis succeed and thrive and be recognized on the national and world stage. I mean, Los Angeles, frankly, doesn't need that. They already have enough going for them in that regard. But, in St. Louis, we regard our sports teams with a lot of pride. And in many ways, it's how we present ourselves to the world. I keep saying we, but
right.
it's of course where I'm from, and so I don't want to see them out here. If they come out here, fine, I'll root for them. Times will change and all of that, but I don't want to see them leave the city where they are right now. I do want to see them in a new stadium in St. Louis. That's for sure. I don't like the Dome.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying in that regard.
What's interesting out here in St. Louis, and pass this on to your brethren out there, is that clearly Stan Kroenke does not want to be in St. Louis. he's made that abundantly clear. In that, right? There's no package. If we gave him a nickel, we would be giving him more than what Los Angeles and Inglewood is going to give him. So we can give him a better deal automatically. I can give him $1 and he'll get a better deal here. He just doesn't want to be here, so much so he'll pay the relocation fee, he'll buy land, and he'll build a new stadium all with his own money.
Well, he's a much savvier businessman than I'll ever be, and his silence speaks volumes as far as him wanting to commit to St. Louis or a lack thereof. Who knows? Maybe this is just some kind of leverage play like they've all been over the last 20 years.
Right.
And maybe he'll just use this new proposal in Inglewood to spur something to happen in St. Louis, because there's been a lot of talk about the new stadium in St. Louis, but we haven't really seen anything concrete. And maybe this is some kind of little nudge to get them on the ball.
Yeah. I think there's a real possibility that the Rams play in Los Angeles this year coming up.
Well, the NFL said no team in 2015, but of course, through insider dealings, who knows what goes on behind closed doors. Maybe they can finagle something to get them to play in the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum for a couple of years, and then move them in 2018. I would be very surprised if it happened this year, but I think 2016 is kind of the year to have circled on the calendar to at least have them in a temporary home. At that point, we would have pen to paper and a definite plan to get them to move out here. But I don't think it's going to happen until then.
Yeah. Traffic is so bad in Los Angeles. There was a story that Kobe Bryant flew to the games in a helicopter.
Yeah. I wish I had that option. But you're talking about an area in Inglewood, which is not far from the airport, not far from the 405 freeway, which is like 270. It's that major outer beltway, and it's consistently clogged. So, traffic is always an issue. It's going to be no matter where it is. But it's just something that I think a lot of locals wouldn't mind for going for about 8 to 10 Sundays a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, traffic is definitely an issue. That's for sure.
How many Los Angeles or how many Rams fans are left in Los Angeles?
There's a handful. I could name a few. A couple that I work with that are native Angelenos, and they were here during the old glory days in the 70s and early 80s, and they exist. I mean, we had a guy out in Inglewood, a reporter to cover the what the mayor had said, and there was a very small rally. They tried to get a cheer together. It was pretty sad. There were probably 5 people saying, "Hey, come on back, Rams!" But I think they would come out of the woodwork. It's ingrained in a lot of the people's memories out here, particularly the older residents. And I think that they already have, to some extent, a built-in fan base out here. But
yeah.
I think at this point, it's faded to the point where if you leave St. Louis, you're definitely seeing that drop-off of the passionate fans.
Well, I will say this. There's probably something that Los Angeles and St. Louis has in common, is that you know a couple of Rams fans there, and I know a couple of Rams fans here, and that's about it. Brian Ping is with us, KNX Radio, News Radio 1070 in Los Angeles, and a St. Louis native. Now, what's the latest at Russell's Cafe? Give your brother a nice plug.
Well, they just had a successful holiday season. They've just been doing a wonderful job over there, and stop in. It's January, but they're busy all year round. They got the wonderful outdoor patio. It's a great place to bring your dog, and you can go to russellscafe.com and see all about it. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of folks that have logged on or stopped by and seen the bakery case, they jump in and they're hooked for life. So definitely stop in. It's on Mackland and Murdoch. It's at the corner right there. It's a beautiful little neighborhood, and you won't be disappointed. I guarantee it.
That is, what's your favorite when you go to Russell's Cafe?
Oh gosh, I just had the Harvest Grilled cheese. It's got the cheddar and the apple butter in it on the bread. It's toasted. It's fantastic.
All right, say hi to your family for me.
Oh, and don't forget his gooey butter. His famous for his spin on the gooey butter. He puts it on the cookie bar. It's to die for, and I think it beats some longtime gooey butter producers in St. Louis as far as the taste test goes.
Well, that is throwing that.
He's terrific.
Maybe that'll keep Stan Kroenke here in St. Louis.
We can hope. That's a good idea.
Well, if we can't build Stan Kroenke Stadium, maybe we can build Russell Cafe, another outlet somewhere.
There you go.
Brian Ping, now currently say hi to your family who's listening.
All right, I want to say hi to my parents, Terry and Kate Ping. They're there in Fenton. My brother Russell and his wife Emily, and the whole crew over there. I just want to say hi. It was great seeing you over Christmas, and I'll see you again soon. Brian
Ping, KNX Radio in Los Angeles, 1070, your news leader in L.A. Brian, thanks for checking in. I'm sure we'll touch base throughout this whole process, but be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, McGraw.
You got it. 9:23 here, Big 550,